You know what's wild? After years of rumors, denials, and drama, Offset finally confessed the truth. The man who once bragged about bagging Cardi B now admits he was the reason she walked away. After years of playing it cool in front of cameras, Offset is now bearing it all, admitting the mistakes that cost him the woman who held him down through everything. This moment shocked fans because it wasn't just gossip anymore, it was raw honesty. Offset sat back, took a deep breath, and admitted that he didn't respect Cardi the way he should have, that he stepped out when he should have stayed loyal, and that when she finally left, he had no one to blame but himself.
I was definitely not perfect in the situation. I made a lot of mistakes. I should have respected her way more. I made bad decisions as a man, like stepping out. That's why when she left, I had to take that on the chin.
That clip alone set the internet on fire. Fans replayed it over and over because it didn't sound like the usual Offset energy. It sounded like a man realizing he lost everything. For years, Offset and Cardi were hip-hop's power couple. They looked unstoppable on red carpets, made chart-topping hits together, and shared a love story that felt untouchable. But behind the glam, Offset was battling ego, fame, and temptation. He admits that he was selfish, careless, and too caught up in being Offset the rapper instead of Offset the husband.
I was being selfish, you know what I mean? And I can say that as a man, I'm a grown man.
When he said that, it hit different. Fans could feel the sincerity. For the first time, he wasn't dodging responsibility or shifting blame. He owned up to the pain he caused. Cardi B, who had stood by him through cheating rumors and public humiliation, finally walked away, and this time it seems permanent. Offset's words now sound like someone who learned the lesson way too late. Behind his calm voice, there's regret, guilt, and acceptance. Emotions that show through every pause. And you can tell that he's been carrying that weight for a while. The reality is, fame doesn't protect you from heartbreak. It just makes the fall harder. Offset went from being one half of a celebrity power couple to watching it all crumble in front of millions of people. What's even crazier is that after all that pain, the legal side of things still isn't done. Their divorce remains unfinished, tangled up in money, property, and pride. Offset reportedly filed an updated response asking for spousal support, a move that shocked everyone. Fans couldn't believe that the same man who once gifted Cardi a Lamborghini was now asking for help. Meanwhile, Cardi opened up about the frustrating reality of trying to end a marriage that just won't end. Insert B-roll of social media screenshots, headlines, or Cardi's clip reading lines like, "The only way I could get out of my marriage is if I pay for somebody else's taxes, even though I pay my own and give them one of my properties. I'm fighting for that." That one statement blew up online and had people debating who was really at fault. Some said Cardi was being cold, while others argued she had every right to protect her money. Legal experts explained that when couples split, both are entitled to maintain their lifestyle, so whoever earns more might have to pay. And in this case, Cardi's been the bigger star lately. Her career keeps growing while Offset's momentum has slowed down. That power shift hurts, especially for a man used to being in control. You can sense it in his voice. He knows things aren't the same anymore. Insert in.
You never know how life can take it, you know? You never know.
Could take it. You never know. That line says it all. He didn't think he'd lose her, and now he's living in the reality of that loss. Sources close to Cardi say she's emotionally done. She just wants the paperwork over with. But Offset seems to be holding on to hope. Whether it's for closure or reconciliation, that hope keeps him talking about her in almost every interview. It's clear he still has love for her, but maybe now he finally understands what that love required: respect, loyalty, and consistency. What makes this moment so powerful is that it's not about celebrity gossip anymore. It's about accountability. Offset isn't hiding behind fame. He's showing us what happens when pride costs you something real. He admits that the headlines about his marriage have become louder than his music, overshadowing his talent and legacy.
That'd be a louder story than what we really love to do, which is music and art.
That's self-awareness, the kind that comes after losing what truly mattered. Now Offset says he's focused on growth, on being a better man and father. He's been spending more time with his kids, working in the studio, and trying to rebuild his name, not through hype, but through action. Meanwhile, Cardi is thriving. She's locked in on her music, her business moves, and her peace. She's not looking back. And while fans always wonder if these two could somehow find their way back together, this time feels different. This isn't the temporary breakup energy from before. This feels final. Offset's tone isn't defensive or cocky. It's calm, humble, even sad.
I made a lot of mistakes. I should respect her way more. I made bad decisions as a man, like stepping out. That's why when she left, I had to take that on the chin.
That's the voice of someone who knows the door's closed but still wants to make peace with the past. You can almost hear the pain behind his words, like a man replaying every choice that led him here. The same man who once flexed his jewelry and cars is now reflecting on what he truly lost: love, family, and trust. That's growth through pain. And maybe, just maybe, that's the lesson he's supposed to learn. For years, Offset lived in the fast lane. The fame, the women, the spotlight. But none of it filled the space Cardi left behind. She was his balance, his mirror, and losing her showed him who he really was without her. He says he's working on himself, learning to appreciate the people who genuinely love him. The confession shows that even with all the fame, success, and attention, none of it matters when you lose the one person who made you feel human. Fame can buy everything except peace. Offset's voice, his tone, and his body language all scream that he's ready to grow up. Maybe he had to lose Cardi to find himself. Maybe that's the real story. Not the cheating, not the drama, but the awakening that came after. Still, this chapter isn't over. Both are teasing big moves ahead. Cardi's gearing up for her album rollout, and Offset's back in the studio preparing his next era. But no matter how successful they become, fans will always remember their story as one of love, betrayal, and lessons learned. Offset's confession proves one thing: real growth starts with accountability. And whether Cardi forgives him or not, he's finally facing the truth. Insert final B-roll montage. Slow clips of Offset performing, Cardi smiling with her kids, paparazzi flashes, fade to black. So now the real question is, do you think Offset has truly changed? Or is this just another apology coming too late? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear what y'all think. If you believe Cardi deserves better, hit that like button. If you think Offset's really trying to grow and be better, smash that subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next update. Because this story is still unfolding, and you know I'll be right here breaking it down. This is Hashim, bringing you the real, raw truth behind hip-hop's most talked-about relationship. Stay tuned, stay locked, and I'll catch you in the next one.